Good afternoon. We're going to talk today about bracing the top. I've already showed you how we use the Go Bar deck to brace the back, so that part of it will be the same. This is the inside of the top for the Dreadnought. When you buy a kit, usually whoever you buy it from will go ahead and mark where the braces go. But there is a method of laying this out. You don't even have to have a pattern to lay this out. It's pretty simple. In this case, this Dreadnought is a 14 fret Dreadnought. And what that means is, this isn't a Dreadnought here, but if you talk about a 14 fret guitar or a 12 fret guitar, that's how many frets, if you count from the nut, coming down, where it joins the body is 14 frets. Some guitars are at the 12th fret. So, a Dreadnought like this, most Dreadnoughts, they made quite a few 12 frets, but which had a bigger body, but most of them are 14 fret guitars. The position of the braces depends on where the bridge is. It all feeds from the bridge. So this is an old fretboard that I use for reference. There's the 12th fret and there's the 14th fret. So if we look here on our pattern, or on the markings on the top, that's the top edge of the markings of the body. If we put the 14th fret right on that mark, then we take a ruler and we measure from the 12th fret to the nut, and with a 25.4 inch scale guitar, the measurement is a little over 12 5/8 inches. The 12th fret is critical because that's an octave. If you fret the string at the 12th fret, that's exactly one octave higher than the note that sounds when you pluck the string open. That means it's double the frequency. You have the length of the string, and it doubles the frequency when you pluck it. So we measure that same 12 and a little over 5/8 inches from the 12th fret, and we go down here, and that's where the bridge, or the saddle on our bridge, will be located. And if you notice, and it's a little bit off center here, but when that's all centered, that puts the bridge in this relationship to these X braces. And this is Martin's contribution to guitars. Martin is the one that perfected these X braces. And if you look, you'll see why they're placed there. It stabilizes that bridge and strengthens it so that as the string pulls, it's trying to rotate that bridge when it's on the, remember the bridge is on the other side of the guitar. So it's trying to pull that and rotate that because the string comes out of the hole there. There's a bridge there that it goes over, and as the string pulls, it tries to twist it. So the X brace here is right at the ends of the bridge, and that keeps it from twisting. Now, in addition to the X brace, to get the right sound, and this has been worked out over the years, you have a couple of tone bars, braces that come out through here, and their main purpose is to change the resonance of the guitar body and just make it sound a little different. And then you also have what's called finger braces. They come out from the X braces at about a third of the way, third of the way down through here. And you notice these two are, let's see, these two are close here where the bridge is, and strengthens it a little bit more so that it keeps things from rotating. But anyway, that's where most of the tone comes in. Up here you have, it's called a transverse brace, that braces from the other side. Your bridge or your fretboard goes over here. This helps brace up all that torque that the neck is trying to put on the top of the guitar when all the strings are pulling. And there's like 180 pounds of pull on those strings, and it's trying to push in on the top right here. And here, this last one is it's called a popsicle brace. And it reinforces the top to try to minimize splitting on each side of the fretboard from the top. Looking at it from the top, it's very common if you're not careful about heat on a guitar for them to start splitting on each side of the top there. That popsicle brace is on the other side of on the inside there, and it reinforces this to keep it from splitting, or to try to make it resist splitting. Bring it back up there. So that's pretty much the layout. The X brace here, the X brace is made. The modern guitars, modern Martin guitars, it's about a 100-degree angle between these braces. On the older guitars, it was closer to 90 degrees. But this allowed it to come up further, open up the bottom end here, and it changed the tone a little bit. Some people like it better, some people like it, don't like it as much. A common mistake that beginners will do, they get their X brace. This is the way it's supposed to look. And they just grab the two pieces and they put them together. And they try to put them on the pattern. And oh my God, I can't get my X braces. Something is wrong with these. They don't fit. You can see where the marks are there. All you have to do is turn it around and reverse it, and then everything fits. So that's a quickie course in laying out braces. So let's move this over here. We'll go ahead and glue the X brace, and then that'll be all we'll show on the video today, because like I said, it's just like we did with the back braces. So we've got our layout here. A little bit more complicated because you're lining up things in two directions. You've got to make sure that this brace lines up with the marks, with the gap there for the marks for that brace. So let's get a little bit of glue. Okay. And hold on a second, let me get a paper towel because this is a little messy. Alrighty. And we always have to make sure you start with the brace that has the notch up. If you glue this one on first, then there's no way to get the other brace in there. You got to make sure the opening is on the top. So we run a little bit of glue down through here. Like I've said before, I like warming up this glue to about 120 degrees, even though this is fish glue we're using, even though it is designed or formulated to work at room temperature, it just kind of flows better and everything if it's warmed up a little bit. You don't want to boil it or anything, but you know, make it a little warm, and it covers nicely. And you don't want too much on there because you don't want a bunch squeezing out and looking nasty. And then we go over here And let's dry fit this so it lines up there before I set it down. Alright, then we take the other piece, put a little glob of glue in the center there, in that notch. And then we do the same thing here again, if I can get it on there. Alright, so there we run a bead of glue down through there, and then we smooth it out. And once more, make sure it's covered but not sloppy. That way you don't have near as much run out or squeeze out. And we put this together here. And make sure it lines up with all the marks. And there it is. So let's get some little bar rods out here and start clamping it down. And you want to make sure everything stays lined up, because until that glue starts setting up, it makes a really good lubricant. It'll slide all over the place if you're not careful. So, there we go. And that, and I'll probably be adding a few more to it. Actually, that's not too bad. That's holding it down pretty good. So, that's the top. Our next step, after we get all the braces glued on, we'll be trimming them up to fit into the body. We'll go over preparing the rim for the braces to fit in. And then we'll be doing gluing up the top and the back. That's a big step, because then you've got one solid box, and that gives you a feeling of accomplishment when you get the body glued up. So that's it for today, and we'll be talking to you probably within a week or two.